Hey, America. I'm a retired veteran, retired in 2008. I want to say one thing. I worked for Apple for a year in a warehouse. One lousy year. They wouldn't hire me. I got a degree in electronics. I got all this other information, all this knowledge, and I work good with people, but yet they didn't want to hire me. That tells you it's a socialist company. They only want people that go along with their values, their rules, which are really stringent. One time I took my other phone, I had a Samsung. I forgot to put it in my locker. And they used the scanning with your hand, ergonomics, or what do you call that crap? Geo, I don't know. I don't really care. But it didn't always work. There was times when it was late working, and I almost got late getting back to work. A 30-minute lunch, big effing deal. The problem is, these people want complete control over their people. It's slavery. That's all it is. Black, white, Hispanic, Mexican, Indian, don't matter. It don't matter. These are slave runners. But you got to realize, Apple's not a good company. I would never want to work for Apple. I'm glad they didn't hire me, because I would have found out later and I would have said, wow, I got myself in a mess, a pickle, whatever you want to call it. I was telling a guy that worked there, still works there, at this one location, that CNN is bad. It's all brainwashing. It's all leftist crap. And I was right. And that was in 2013. The same thing that Trump did by exposing these people is obvious. I don't have to say any more than that. And these leftists will disagree with you. They'll jump you, try to take your signing your hand if you're protesting. Hey, I'm a veteran. I got a cane. I don't mess around. You don't mess on the principles of this country. Freedom of speech should be universal. And yet the globalists want to shut all that down. Also take our guns, which is what Nancy Pelosi and Feinstein are crazy about. Mostly Feinstein. She's a gun-grabbing granny, I call her. And she probably packs a 9. She got a concealed carry, all that crap. But yet when somebody confronts her and she's talking about gun control, she's a hypocrite, straight up, a hypocrite. I hate the Democrats. I'm glad I didn't vote for them very long in my lifetime. And I'm 53 years old. So I've learned a lot going in the military, that when you vote, bastards, see, they're messing with my video here. It don't matter if you're a military person and you're overseas, not in CONUS, but out of the United States. The thing that matters is your vote should always count. Now, with these elections that we just had, they rigged it in Florida. They rigged it all over the place. This shit's got to stop. We need to have a revolution in this country. Just like France is right now. You got people wearing the yellow jackets, the yellow vests, green, whatever. If you're colorblind, I don't think you really tell, but these are real people, 100,000 strong, standing against Macron because he's a piece of shit. And he's a globalist shill. He works for the globalists. Just like the global taxation and raising their price on their gas. That would make me furious too. I remember in America it was almost $6. It's $5.48 a gallon. And that was during Obama, of all things. And nobody complained, nothing. They were tolerant to it. But after a certain point, you're going to have to say, enough is fucking enough. I've seen flyers from the Watchtower, the Jewish Watchtower group. On Saturdays, they came and put a flyer on my friend's fence and my fence, talking about New World Order, and I confronted him the next time I saw him. I said, "Hey, this shit is bullcrap. Don't put it on my fence. I'm not going to back it, and you shouldn't either." And I gave him the reasons why, because it's globalism and it's evil. I'm going to do carbon taxes, tax. It's not the answer. The answer and more production of fossil fuels to a certain point, and green renewable energy like solar panels, wind, something you dig out of the ground, you got to process it, because it costs more energy to make oil and gas than anything else. But my point is that we have to think smart in this country, and there's a lot of people out there that are dumb. Buying these new battery powered, freaking hybrid cars is not the answer. It's part of the answer, but it's not the complete answer. We need to have better cars and not so much control over our stuff. Tracking people, all that crap, all the spying they do, which is designed into the cars, which I don't like. Where I go with my wife or my family should be private, unless I decide I want to say to everybody on Facebook or Twitter or whatever where I'm going. That's up to me. That's my privacy. But these companies like Apple, they want to hack into your shit. They want to know everything about you. They want to know your blood type, for crying out loud, okay? That's when you say you draw the freaking line. These are communists. Why do they need to know my blood type? So they can grab my kidneys when I go to China, strike me with a van, pull me in a van, and then start parting me out like a car? Fuck that. Chinese are evil. And I'm glad Trump is taking a strong stance against China, because you can't trust them. And there's a lot of them over there. All I can say is we need our borders in America. We need our borders secure between Mexico, Central America, all this shit. Because George effing Soros, which I've said many times on YouTube, is a criminal. He needs to be arrested. They need to freeze his assets, liquidate it, and shoot him. Or just put him in prison, alone, isolated, nobody to talk to. Let him die on his own. I really don't care. I don't like the man, because he ain't a man. He's a coward. And you know what? It's up to us to make things better in this country and everywhere else in the world. No more shenanigans from globalists. You globalists, I'm glad George W. effing George died, number 41. I'm glad he croaked. He talked about you assholes several times at United Nations in New York. You people are criminals. Bush family's criminals. There's no question about it. Jeb Bush wanted to get in there, and I'm glad Trump shut him down during the debate. And he starts talking about his mother. Give me a effing break. That was a joke. The whole thing they do is a joke, but not to me. I'm a veteran. I gladly support my country. I don't back United fucking Nations. I don't back fucking NATO. And I'm going to make this clear. NATO and United Nations should be fucking nuked. Period. In my book, they shouldn't be around. They're criminals. Smuggling guns, fucking with Russia, fucking with Ukraine, just to destabilize the whole effing area over there. It's a game to them. It's not a game to me. Nuclear war is not an option.
Give me my phone.
That's it. I'm done. What do you mean your phone? It's my phone.
Our